Content warning. Ladies and gentlemen, the following podcast is not suitable for all audiences, and viewer/listener discretion is advised. For example, if, when you just heard the term ladies and gentlemen, you immediately thought about how exclusionary it is, then it's probably best you turn this off now.
We need the Para X Games.
Yeah.
Just pushing people down the big vert ramp in their wheelchair.
People are literally paralysed from the neck down.
Just getting to the end, you just got to flick your stick to make it spin.
Support for Dead Men Talking is brought to you by Manscaped, who are the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code DMT20 at manscaped.com. If my math's correct, that's about 8 million balls. Manscaped have got this thing out at the moment. It's called the Performance Package 4.0. You get a trimmer with it that's got a little light on and it's waterproof, so you can use it in the shower. You get ball deodorant, you get clippers, you get all sorts of stuff. Enter the code DMT20 at checkout. You get your 20% off and you get your free worldwide shipping, and you're helping to support the podcast as well because they've been nice enough to sponsor this. One of the things that I really like about the Manscaped 4.0, the trimmer that they use, is that it's waterproof, so you can use it in the shower and it just makes things a hell of a lot easier. Look, I'm a hairy, unkempt man. And I figure that if a woman is brave enough to even look at my dick, the least I can do is keep it in reasonable shape. So, with that in mind, let me just go through one more time. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code DMT20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com, and use the code DMT20. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Hello, welcome to Dead Men Talking with me, Rob Mulholland, and him, a big fat cunt.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's episode 50. I'm celebrating one last time by calling you a big fat cunt.
We are genuinely losing so much money.
Hundreds of pounds.
Yeah.
And I find it very funny.
Yeah, and I find it funny as well when it happens to you.
Uh-huh.
But when it happens to me.
Yeah.
But also, do you not feel like we're also impacting the growth of the show?
No. I think if anything, it helps, because they turn it on and they say, oh, this is an honest podcast.
Okay. I will donate our YouTube monetization to disabled children.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
No, you won't.
100%. So from now on, every time you're saying that, disabled
You've made
children,
it funnier.
Disabled children are not getting the support that they need in order to live a life. So...
Right, you're definitely not going to donate.
I'm going to donate.
I am going to stop doing it.
Honestly,
doing it.
Okay, every
stop
week.
Making it funnier though. You've got to stop making it funnier for me to do it.
Every week there's going to be a good cause.
Oh, mate, you're making it so much funnier for me to not do it. Like, I'm trying to stop.
Every week we're actually going to have a guest representative from the charity in.
Right.
And we're going to
look me in the eyes while I go, he's a fat cunt, and lose their money.
Yeah, we're going to have them on the laptop, right? And we're going to be zooming them in, and they're going to be well aware that if you cannot call me a fat cunt, then they'll make so much money for charity.
Well, I guess those kids are going hungry this Christmas. No, I am going to
try.
And
if only you went hungry a bit more often.
No, we're going to get a timer clock, because I'm not allowed to swear. We're not basically on YouTube. If you swear in the first 3 minutes, you don't get advert money.
Yeah.
They're just like, we're keeping that because you're naughty.
Yeah.
And I've done that to literally every episode we've ever done.
Yeah.
Every single one.
50 odd.
Oh, every 50. Oh, well, this is number 50. So literally all 50, I have removed all of the advertising revenue from, because I can't resist calling you a fat cunt.
Yeah.
So from the next episode, I'm not going to call you a fat cunt straight away. I'm going to wait 3 minutes and then I'll call you a fat cunt.
Nice.
Yeah. That's my resolution from here on in.
I'm
going to try my best.
Galloway's thanks you.
Yeah. Galloway's, or was that the
charity?
The charity.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, no charities are getting any money off
They
this.
they need a new espresso machine.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And loads of kids need a new lung, but fuck them.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, but Daddy needs a latte.
from an espresso machine.
Yeah, that's how you make a latte with espresso.
What do you know?
I mean, look at me. Like, if you've ever seen a man who looks like he knows how to make a coffee, it's me.
Exactly. Ex-barista.
Mate.
Of,
Ex-maestro, actually, give him a full title.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah.
So, thank you for listening to Dead Men Talking.
Or watching. If you are listening, it's also available on YouTube.
If you are just listening, Rob has currently got his cock out right now, and he's masturbating.
Well, I always dreamed of being the UK's Louis C.K.
Where'd you get that picture of Shannon Matthews? Oh, dear God. And you're missing all of that by not watching it on YouTube. And, God, you're going to have to clean all that jizz
Ironic, this is the first time that Shannon Matthews has actually been involved in something missing.
Jesus. I mean...
Yeah, deal with that, YouTube.
That joke was literally top drawer. Which is also where they found
Also,
her.
yeah, that's where she was. She was in a drawer. For anyone who doesn't know. A drawer full of cum. No.
Drawer full of cum.
Drawer full of cum. That's actually my new folk band.
Yeah.
Hello, we are drawer full of cum.
That was... Anyway,
we cover Michael McIntyre bits with a twist.
drawer full of
Everyone's got a drawer full of cum, haven't they? Hey? Everyone's third drawer down full of cum. Hey? It's the man drawer full of cum.
Drawer full of cum was actually Brimful of Ashes first now. That was the draft for Brimful of Ashes.
Corner shop thought it probably wouldn't sell as well.
Drawer full of cum on a 45.
Yeah.
Everybody needs some jism for a pillow.
There we go. Actually, quite a bad pillow.
What, jism?
Yeah, unless you let it set. Maybe you could make a block of it. I don't know. Maybe you could use like liquid nitrogen to make some sort of gelatinous blob. Speaking of gelatinous blobs.
So, if you're enjoying it, by the way, Patreon.
Yeah, because we get zero advertising money because I can't stop calling him a fat cunt. So please support us.
Patreon.com/DeadmenTalkPod. It is £3 a month, no more, no less.
What do you get for that £3?
You get a whole extra episode every single week of us being
what
even
good value.
darker
I
and more
imagine
disgusting.
That's it over there, isn't it? That surely is good enough for my £3 a month.
Incorrect. You also get access to all the videos that we watch over
No
on the
way.
Darkroom server and Discord, because that's the only place that we can put them, because anywhere else we get... Well, actually, not even demonetised. We get
just
literally
kicked
arrested.
off the platform, and often arrested. Yeah.
You also get all the access to all the extra content that we film, all of our live roast shows, Rob's punishment set. The last Patreon that we did, we talked about, we read out all the death threats that I got.
Oh, God, that's not actually been released yet. Maybe, when they've seen this episode, there will have been. Yeah. So, oh, man, it's genuinely, I think, my favourite episode of this. We sat for an hour and a bit just reading death threats to Freddy, calling him a big fat pig.
Oh, well, also as well, there was a YouTube reaction video.
Oh, it was amazing. We got to watch a video of a guy calling him a big fat disgusting pig.
Oh no, he said I could say that this man is so fat and ugly he makes blind children cry.
I love that you've remembered it exactly as well.
Yeah. Well,
Best review you've ever had, isn't it?
I watched it more than once, mate. So
blind children cry.
Yeah.
Oh, just feeling out like, it's terrifying and huge. I've lost my hand.
I might be blind, but his dick still hurts.
Oh no. They shouldn't be grabbing that white stick. That's not going to lead you anywhere good. Tapping it on the ground.
Yeah, it's the dog I feel sorry for.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Oh, God.
This week's episode was with Pope Lonergan.
Yeah, Pope is a comedian and author and just all-round great dude. It's a little bit awkward because he's in the corner. So it's a little bit awkward to say nice things about him. But he's got a book out at the moment. I've got a copy of it down here. It's called I'll Die After Bingo. It's about Pope's experiences as a care worker, and it's fucking great. It's really like fans of this podcast will enjoy it because it's full of really gross, disgusting shit.
How good it is. Pass it here.
Yeah.
Pope told me that you can flick through any fucking bit of his book and there will be a brilliant sentence worth reading. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. Left or right?
Left.
And tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. when you think about it, the Nazis had some good ideas.
Oh, there we go. Interesting.
Fantastic. That's how Die After Bingo.
So dive into that if you want to hear more on those theories. It's got some really good, it really shows you where all the money goes in, the banking industries, and you'll be surprised at which racial group it ends up with.
Eskimo.
No, it's genuinely a really good book that you should read. We're being such cunts.
Yeah. Should we just play the video?
Let's get into the episode. Yeah, right. Through the magic of editing, here's Pope Lonergan. Right.
It's Pope Lonergan.
We've got Pope Lonergan here. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good, thank you. Yeah, feeling good. Yeah, a bit sweaty, but great.
It's incredibly sweaty.
Yeah,
I'm a very sweaty man.
I'm absolutely fine.
It's the annoying thing in heat like this.
Fattest one here, and I'm completely dry.
I think you wouldn't think I'm as fat as I actually am, but I'm actually quite rotund.
I mean, not in this studio, you're not.
Yeah.
You've been top trumped.
Yeah.
But I reckon it's how if you really insulate a home, it's cooler in summer and warmer in winter. I reckon that's you.
What? So you reckon I've got cladding on me?
Yeah, you are. You are a one-man Grenfell waiting to
You are
happen.
the cladding.
Yeah.
You are. You
fair,
are the insulation.
you would burn for a long time if you went up as well. Be like an oil lamp.
Like whale blubber that
Exactly.
you used to
Yeah.
use.
Keep you going through the winter.
Yeah, the government had purposely suppressed a report, making sure those responsible were held to account.
What?
The government suppressed the reports about Grenfell.
Oh, right, yeah. I thought I was still on whales.
Oh, right, no, no.
Why are they suppressing a whale?
No, I was trying to do political stuff because
Right.
Pope's here. It's just
Pope's what?
No, just impress him.
Trying to impress Pope because he's smart.
Well, he sounds like he's from down south as well. They're
He
more asked
is.
about that down there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they are more asked about Grenfell down south. Yeah.
Further down you go.
Yeah, it's geographical.
Yeah, Cape Town, they're furious.
Yeah, there's no towers in Kent though, is there? Essex, you're from,
Essex,
isn't it?
Essex.
Yeah.
But not any big ones. It's just council blocks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't count as. Well, that's what Grenfell was. It was a council block.
Yeah, if it was expensive flats, it wouldn't have happened.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
But the bloke who did the damage limitation and all that, I think he was actually the head of the company that brought in that cladding and all that shit.
Oh right, so he was going, yeah, it's safe.
Yeah,
it's fine.
So that geezer, I think apparently he's an aristocrat who has acid psychedelic parties in this big mansion, and his mum is involved in trepanning, which is where you put a hole in your skull so you're constantly high. His mum, who's this weird Grey Gardens aristocratic kind of woman, had a big hole in her head, and they do LSD parties at their mansion.
And this is who's in charge of safety regulations for buildings.
Exactly.
Because that guy sounds like a great laugh. I bet that party's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't want him in charge of a tower block.
Yeah.
So was there a moment where his skull was being drilled into where he went, maybe something can be so flammable that it's not?
Yeah, we've gone full circle. Yeah.
The man in charge of public safety has a fucking hole in his head. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I enjoy being high,
Yeah.
right? But not to the extent I'm going to drill my head out. I think that would be the limit for me.
Where would you do
Needles
it?
and drills.
Where would you? You wouldn't want to do it right in the
Straight,
centre, would you?
like a bindi, just straight there, right in the
No
middle.
comment. I've learnt my lesson.
It's all right. The Hindus aren't coming for you.
God, you've put yourself in it more now, guy. They're all the same.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Very racist.
That
Thank
was
you.
the
Yeah,
joke.
very racist.
That was
very,
the joke.
very
Oh, okay.
racist.
That was the joke. Oh, come on. Don't come at me with your silver bracelets and daggers on your shoes. And your turban. You see, that's seat.
Yeah.
You see what I'm doing? I'm blending it all together.
I'm sure, again, they will see the irony that
All
was
right,
intended with.
okay. Well, tell me about it the next time you're at the synagogue. Chill out.
Yeah, trepanning is a mad level of trying to get high. Because it used to be a medical thing, wasn't
But it sounds like the kind of thing you'd do on a Duke of Edinburgh award.
What kind of fucking Duke?
No, just the sound of the word trepanning.
Right.
It sounds
It'd
like
be more if it was like a Prince Andrew award.
Yeah.
You'd get that. You'd get fucked in it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. How many million would you get for being skull fucked by Prince Andrew? That's you got 12 mil for being a bit fiddled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they literally fucks the hole in your head.
Yeah.
That's that's top.
I would
It
ask.
could come out like a whale breathing.
If it was.
There she blows.
It's a sperm whale.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, it all connects.
I'm really annoyed I laughed at that.
So, Pope Lonergan,
Yeah.
comedian, author.
Yeah. Very literary man. I mean, you may not think that to look or listen to Pope.
Yeah.
But actually very literary.
Yeah. I've had another comedian before said I'm someone who's intelligent but sounds thick.
Yeah, you sound like if Harvey Price could talk.
The albino Price over here.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's really bad because he can.
He can talk. Yeah.
Although, to be fair, that thing of him
But he looks like he shouldn't.
that thing on GMT where he goes, "Hello, you cunt," is still one of the
It's
funniest.
the best bit of British TV
It's
of all
fucking
time.
brilliant.
Yeah.
No,
cemented himself as a national treasure.
it's up there in terms of brilliant British TV moments. It's up there with the bit where that little girl gets to speak to Piers Morgan, and she says, "My daddy says, why do you hate foreign people?"
Yeah.
And then all the producers go, "Shit," and they bring her back out again.
Kids say the darndest things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have been very much enjoying your book, mate.
Oh,
I've
cheers,
been
thank
ploughing
you.
through it on drives. I've been listening to the audio book.
Yeah,
really like it. I got the actual book, and then I remembered I'm a div, so I find it hard to read. So I've been switching
you bought two
between
of them, really?
I've actually
So
There you go,
for
mate.
balance, Pope, haven't read it, won't read it, don't care.
Okay, yeah. I kind of guessed that would be.
Yeah.
Not asked at all.
Yeah.
Not bothered. It's
Well,
not-
there was actually someone who, like, when you asked for book recommendations, who added me in the book recommendation to you of my book, and I thought there's no fucking way that Freddie is going to ever read that book.
No,
And Freddie's not really into like ruminations on ethics within care.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's not really
exactly.
his bag. Ethics aren't really a thing that's troubled Freddie.
So, your book, The Diary of a Minimum Wage Worker, where is it? Where is it available?
No, it's called How to Wipe Arses and Euthanise People.
Yeah.
It's called I'll Die After Bingo.
Yeah,
And,
I'll die after bingo. And it's weird, the euthanasia thing, because there is like this covert conspiracy. It's not even a conspiracy. It's like an open secret in care work that basically like euthanasia goes on every fucking day of the week. Like it goes on constantly. It's like managed pain relief.
Well, with a pillar.
Yeah, but yeah. I
think it's a bit more subtle than that.
Yeah.
I don't think they're like just choking them out. I think they just like gently increase their drugs.
Uppercutting them to death.
See, in my head,
See you in the next life, Edith.
in my head, they got like Khabib in or something like that.
Right, and it just
slowly
gently
chokes them out. This is what you want.
little
sis.
frail tap on the arm.
I've changed my mind. There's no changing now, Doris.
No, but he did make a very good point in the book that, like, you know, we regularly, when we see an animal suffering, we know that it's right and morally correct in order to, like, put it down and let it end its suffering.
Yeah.
But with a human, we're like, nah, you're riding that out.
It's the most merciful thing to do is to sort of take an animal out of its suffering, except if you're Doris. There is I don't know why that they think there can be state mandated that you that you have to stay alive.
I couldn't work in a care home for all the money in the world. Like, so if you genuinely offer me £1 million a year, if you pay me like a fucking footballer, not at Barcelona.
How about this? You get a free Twix every day.
Oh,
there we
tip
go.
the
Easy.
balance.
I think I might have just popped my finger on the corner of the table.
Single or double?
Mate, you can have a double.
Yeah, sign me up. No, the thing is I couldn't do it because I don't care. I just do not.
It is important
care.
for care work.
So this is the thing: is if like fucking 90-year-old Arthur's like, I've just shit me pants. I'm like, well,
That sounds bad for you.
That sounds like a you problem, doesn't it, Arthur? Because I'm just not doing that. Whereas you kind of have to, it's in the remit, isn't it, that you have to go.
You probably fit right in, to be honest, because that kind of jaded, non-caring is quite common in elderly care.
But you still do it, don't you? You got to disassociate yourself, but you still do it.
Yeah, you sort of still do it. Yeah, I mean, if you've got
check something, keep going.
If you've got a resident walking around with like shorts made of shit, it's not going to be. What is that? Oh wait.
I was just checking everything's still running.
sorry.
Don't worry.
If you've got a resident like walk around with shorts made of shit, that's not
shorts made of shit.
Yeah,
like when you get
to-
like body painting.
Yeah,
and,
you know, like
as opposed to shitted shorts.
Yeah. Like they're so shitty. The shits have become the shorts. They shattered shorts so much that it's reversed. But yeah, I mean, like when I first. I don't know, there's parts of it. So when I first ever started the job on like my very first day, there's this woman, she had dementia, and she always used to go, "Oh my mummy, oh my daddy, oh my mummy, oh my daddy," kept all the time. That was the thing she'd repeat.
Yeah, that'd be the bit that I check out.
And she,
Yeah.
I go, can anyone...
Minute 1, day
Can
1.
I-
It's like, this is quite annoying.
Can anyone shut her up? Because that's pissing me off. What, she just does it constantly? Yeah, I'm gone. I'll see you later.
give me after Twix. Give me after
Yeah.
Twix. Yeah.
It's like, are any of them fit?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a looker amongst them.
Oh, I've just got fucking tadpole tits, all of them. Yeah. Saggy tadpole tits. But yeah, she used to do that all the time. All my mummy, all my daddy, right? But I was in the room with her on my own. It's my first time on my own with a resident. And there's this weird moment where, like, her jaw, like, slid off her face. Like, her jaw, obviously the mandibles became detached.
Yeah.
And you know, like a typewriter carriage where it kind
Yeah, yeah.
her jaw slid over.
I've had that one. I've double dropped.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it looked like. And in those
What,
moments...
like a snake eating a
In a
rat?
hippo, yeah.
Yeah, well, like it's like her jaw. She was just talking all my mummy. Her jaw slid off, and in that moment, you could see it's almost like she broke through her dementia and like was in reality again.
And was just
So
like, oh,
she's
fuck, my jaw's gone.
Yeah, like looking around, like where the fuck am I? Like, oh fuck! And her jaw slid off, and then it slid back on. And in that moment, I just sort of thought, I don't really care I don't know how to deal with this jaw situation. So
But that sort of snapped her out of a dementia. So maybe if you go around breaking residents' jaws,
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
it's like,
saying.
I'm helping.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to shake him out of it.
Yeah.
We'll have Khabib for the ones that want to get euthanized, and
Sure.
Conor McGregor
Yeah,
for
to
the
get him
ones that
snapped
like-
back round.
Snap
To be fair, he
around.
loves beating up old men. He'd be fucking great. Yeah, he's had a bit of a go at that before. Yeah, that's wild, man. Like day 1. So like, it must just be constant, like weird, mad shit.
Yeah, there's
There's a story in your book of a guy's dick exploding.
Yeah, his dick burst on the first day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first week. First week, his dick
Man,
burst.
what a fucking introduction you had. So jaw day 1, and then you had a popped dick week 1.
Yeah.
So like, what did it look like before it popped?
So he was this really tall, like 6'5" guy. Who
Not that tall.
Looked. Oh yeah, how tall are you?
6'7",
Oh yeah,
mate.
6'7". Yeah.
Don't indulge him. Don't. If he drops something in like that that's tall referenced, just ignore it. Just literally go like that and move on, because tall people fucking love to talk about how tall they are.
It's
Sorry for being sexy and powerful.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's literally, legitimately, is only 6'3".
Are you really?
Yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah.
6'7".
Yeah, he's genuinely
Like
6'3".
people this tall don't need to lie about their height.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I'm not
You hear the
sneaking an extra.
smugness?
I'm not sneaking an extra inch.
I had half an inch onto mine, like
Yeah,
I'm
like a short person.
6 foot, yeah, 6'1.5". I'm 6'1". I'll say to people, but
Really?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that that's a pointless lie,
Yeah.
because women, I think, who are bothered about tallness, I think they see 6 foot as the cut
It's
off.
the cut off.
Yeah.
6 foot's where it is. That's the minimum.
And
But
then you-
women who are really into height, they go a bit further.
yeah. Height fetishists.
Do you know what?
I've
You've-
encountered some.
Do you know
Yeah.
what? You've reminded me of something, Rob.
Oh, yeah.
So I met a couple of people from Essex Way at a gig on
We'll put
Sunday.
a pin in the pop dick.
Yeah.
That's what did
That's
it.
what did it.
So, I met a couple of people from Essex Way at a gig on Sunday. They travelled up to watch United. Sucks to be them.
That is where most of your fans are located.
And then they'd stayed and watched a gig because they were fans of the podcast. And they were two genuinely quite attractive people.
Fuck off.
Yeah, and you know,
What are they doing watching this?
boyfriend and girlfriend, and I'm sat with Scott Bennett beforehand, and they come up to me, and do you know what the girl's first thing was that she said?
Yeah.
She said, "Wow, you're not even that fat."
I love it. I've set you such a low bar, though. You should be really thanking me, because when people meet you, they're going to go, "Oh, he's only morbidly obese."
Yeah, exactly. They're
He's
expecting.
not critical. He's
Yeah.
not cri-
They're expecting my 600-pound life.
Let's be real. They're expecting Rob Thomas.
So I
Shout out another one.
I laughed that much that the chewing gum that I was eating flew out of my mouth and hit him.
Amazing.
That was
I love
how-
it. They made you laugh so much food spontaneously shot out of you.
It's not food.
does that all the time anyway. Just filled to the fucking brim, mate.
If you tickle his belly, a donut comes out.
Yeah.
Chewing gum isn't food, though, is it?
I mean, it is if you're brave.
It's not, though, is it?
Yeah. It's food adjacent.
Yeah.
It's like
Food adjacent.
It's like if a 45-year-old shags a 17-year-old. They're not technically a nonce.
Yeah, that is a weird thing about nonsense. Like, it is like when a 17...
That's the weird thing.
I mean, yeah, that's the only weird thing. Other than that, when 17, Prince Andrew boffed 17-year-old.
Yeah.
But is it the age of... I'm not saying that, it's fine then, isn't it, guys? I'm
Sure,
just
sure,
double-checking. But the age
So-
of consent is 16 in this
I
country.
In
said-
this country, yeah.
So I've said this before, is that I find it mad that with non-sin, there isn't degrees like there is with murder.
Yeah.
So first-degree murder is like you planned it, you fucking did it, and you did it.
Yeah.
Why don't we have like third-degree non-sin?
I think there is... I think,
Non-slaughter.
Yeah. Where it's like, look, she was 15 and a half. Do you know what I mean? She was
she
wearing
was
a...
blossoming.
The problem is,
she was blossoming.
who wants to make this argument? Which politician is going to stand up at question time and go, hey, I've got a new white paper to introduce where we have degrees of nonsense, where some of it isn't that bad. As soon as someone argues that, it's like when someone goes, actually, technically, they're a heberophile.
Yeah.
Only nonces care about
So-
that distinction.
I thought the same thing about... so, do you know it's illegal to fuck animals?
Yes.
And
It's
I
also
just-
sadly illegal to show videos of people fucking dead animals.
I just find
Oh.
it weird because you can eat them, you can own them, you can kill them and wear their skin.
You just got to
but
make sure the pussy's dead before you eat it.
You can't fuck them.
Yeah.
And that's just such a weird fucking line to draw.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't have sex with it. Can you eat it? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. That
Yeah,
wouldn't
there's
be
only
weird at all.
certain ways you're allowed to lick meat.
Really? What, legally?
Well, yeah, because you're not allowed to have sex with dead animals. It's like, even if the animal's
yes.
dead, it's bestiality. So if you lick it in a way where you're enjoying it in the wrong way, if you get a boner while you're eating a steak, is that fucked?
Yeah, you...
You are getting sexual pleasure out of it. If you like lick it like you're doing a clit, is that...
I wonder if it would be technically illegal to wank off using a steak.
Putting a sausage up your ass.
If you
Is that illegal to put a sausage
throat-
up your ass?
Deep throat a drumstick. If you deep throat a drumstick and really gag on
Yeah.
it.
It better
All the
not,
spit dribbling down your
Yeah,
chin.
like-
it better not be because that's just how I eat.
That's
Just how I eat them.
The police storming KFC because Freddy's there with a bargain bucket with his little dick in it,
Well,
shagging the mash.
actually, with a bargain bucket, you don't get the boneless strips.
Oh,
so I
I'm
wouldn't
sorry,
do it that
mate.
way.
Yeah, no, right,
Yeah, you
sorry.
do sound stupid now, don't
Yeah,
you?
no, I do. I feel a real prick.
If we're going to be
stupid.
correct about saying it's food, we have to
Yeah.
be correct. That's his
Exactly.
religion. We,
Yeah, yeah.
you've got-
Although-
No, but I think...
Pope so firsthand exactly how picky I am when I ordered an egg mayo sandwich and they put extra eggs on top that I did not ask for, sliced eggs, and I opened the sandwich up and took all of the whites off.
Too much egg.
And too much white.
Right. Normally the opposite problem you have, isn't it?
I just feel like that's got racial connotations,
I
right?
don't know what you're saying.
We're not that kind of podcast.
We're not that kind of podcast since last week.
Yeah.
Since last week, we've had our fingers burnt. We're cleaning up our act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you typed in the category of white supremacy? Like, where are you in the
I-
podcast chart for white supremacy?
Honestly, I'd love to get a white supremacist on. I'd fucking love to get a
I
white
know you would. You
yes.
want Katie Hopkins on?
Yeah,
No, I think I agree with that. Like, I've got a kind of a broad view of like who you can be in, having a conversation with someone isn't necessarily complicity.
So
Totally.
I used to think that as well, but then I spoke to comedian Jamali Maddox.
Yeah,
about it,
love
right?
Jamali.
We were talking about him.
And he's
doing
done that documentary series about
Hate-
racists.
Hate Thy
Hate
Neighbour.
Thy
Yeah, it's
Neighbour.
brilliant.
Right. And he said, and have you ever had that thing where someone says something in such a succinct way that it just completely changes your view on something?
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
like
yes, but not on this podcast.
It's a really crystallising moment. So I was talking about, engaging and stuff like this. And he said, it's all well and good for you to say that, like if you were engaging a white supremacist, because you've got nothing to lose.
yeah.
So
Yeah, we got no
if
skin in
you
the game.
If you come away from that conversation, you shouldn't have to debate whether or not you're allowed to exist. Do you know what I mean? So he was like, I'm not debating my existence with somebody because if I lose, what does that fucking say?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas with me, if I sit around with a white supremacist and debate racial segregation,
Yeah,
or
it's just an
whatever,
intellectual argument at that point. It's
It's-
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's different stakes.
Yeah.
And as soon as he said that, I was like, yeah, he's got a pretty good point there, hasn't he?
Yeah. No,
Guess I can't meet the leader of the KKK. Guess I'll never become a grand wizard.
yeah, there is.
They don't make robes big enough. Let's get a circus tent.
Yeah. It's just a duvet. Just a king-size duvet.
Oh, Freddy Wigwam over here.
Yeah.
Oh, Freddy Wigwam. Don't think they'd let me in with that name, mate.
Not part of their remit, mate.
Yeah.
Fucking guzzling wolf over here.
So, Pop Dick.
Oh yeah. So this was such a visceral story. I wanted to know what the dick looked like before it burst. What warning signs should I look out for that my dick might pop?
So it wasn't like a cartoon where it like inflated and popped. It was just like he was this really tall guy, not as tall as you.
Thank you.
But he was a tall man.
Wasn't he 6'5"?
6'5", yeah.
Rob's only 6'4". Go on,
okay,
carry on.
Yeah, he was on par with Rob, and
See, he won't be able to let you continue the story without saying something.
No, it's fine. It's embarrassing for you short people
So
trying to chop me down.
It's embarrassing
Tall
that-
poppy syndrome here is what's happening.
Tall poppy
Trying to cut me down because I'm flourishing.
All right, Katy Perry, what the fuck is tall poppy syndrome? Fucking hell. Right, go on. So he had, he's a big guy, very tall, the tallest person that we've ever heard
yeah,
of.
definitely.
And
Yeah.
he's got
Tallest person I've ever met in my entire life.
Yeah, bar none.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bar none. Easily.
Easily.
Yeah, easily.
By a good couple of inches.
How
Exactly.
fat was he?
He wasn't a fat.
Oh,
he
there we
wasn't
go,
fat
yeah.
at all. He was.
Yeah.
He was deathly thin like
Right.
you. Like no.
What, so a
That's
bit,
one thing you got in common. No,
a bit taller than Rob, but just as thin.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God, the poor soul.
yeah. And he was one of these people. Like he was one of those people where he like kind of looked like a bit of his brain had kind of slipped off, and was like couldn't verbalize anything, couldn't do anything. Just had this little weird smile though that always looked like he was screaming in his head.
Like one of the, I know those old guys who get like.
Yeah. It's about like when
Yeah.
like you,
Bill Burr's got a great bit about those guys.
what was.
Just like that's what happens after you've lived with a woman for 40 years. You
Yeah.
stand up like-
He's good. That's what he did. Had that kind of weird face.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like was looking at me, and I just met him. And I was kind of introducing myself. He did this small, strange little smile, and then just pissed like deep vein blood out of his dick, just pure, like not even like bloody urine, just pure thick gelatinous blood. And the bloke I was with just went like, "Oh fuck, his dick's burst! Quick, out to And then we had to kind of clean it up. He had, I don't know, some kind of hemorrhaging or something. I didn't stick around. Just left him to it.
Right, yeah. That's what I'm just going to go check on next room.
Yeah, exactly. Left him to it, but yeah. So dick burst. The woman with a jaw. And there's just loads of shit like that. Like you're wearing a fucking arsehole as a cufflink. Like you're wearing a hemorrhoid as a cufflink. Your hands constantly near or up the anus, cleaning them out.
How much did you get paid for this?
Oh mate, like fucking £6 an hour, or like it was under minimum wage illegally for a long time.
Jesus
it's literally
Christ.
nothing.
Yeah. It's wild, isn't it? It's like that's way harder than being a CEO.
Yeah,
Like, it's way harder.
yeah.
Yeah, but
I'd much rather do a
it-
CEO's day.
Oh,
Yeah,
here
yeah.
we go. But it doesn't
Would you not?
require the
Would you not?
same amount of skill. I'm sorry.
Here we fucking
so-
go. Here we fucking go.
So I think that if you are
It depends how you.
okay, so
Depends what- like, I think
somebody-
you overestimate what CEOs do.
Somebody
Yeah.
like Jeff Bezos has far more skill than every care worker. I'm sorry, but he does, because there's one Jeff Bezos and there's fucking shitloads of care
Yeah.
workers. So just by mathematical, I'm not saying
Let's
that
give
what
every
you
care
do-
worker 300 grand and see what they do with it.
I'm not-
Like Jeff Bezos had that start, didn't he? He had rich parents who started him off.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. If they all had 300 grand,
Yeah, some
none
of them might do some mad shit.
None of them would do what he's done. None of them.
I mean, yeah.
Because-
I mean,
because-
They're probably more empathetic
Because
than him.
there's other people who've had 300 grand and no one's done what he's done.
I mean, to be fair, whenever I had a wage, I would like spend it on crack, or drugs.
Yeah,
or
that is, you know,
pills.
that
So
is,
look,
yeah.
I'm not saying that care work isn't a talent, because it is a talent, because I have openly admitted I couldn't do it. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even last 10 minutes, because I think it's a talent to give a shit about somebody. I think
Sure.
empathy is a genuine talent.
Yeah.
However, you can't pretend that they're more talented than CEOs.
Depends on
just
the
'cause
CEO.
it sounds
There's loads
nicer.
of shit ones. Like Alan
Just-
Sugar is one of the thickest men in the country. Like he is so thick. The only reason he has money is because he already has money. It's
Yeah.
one of those things. He fails constantly. He's
These people like who fail upwards.
yeah,
like
yeah,
they're
they
saying.
exist. And look, I'm sure Jeff Bezos, he's an exceptional one. But there are
Okay.
loads of thick cunts who've nepotismed their way into positions of power who are just there, and the company underneath them supports them. They're not the ones driving it. They're just going to meetings.
So your argument is that a care worker is more talented than
I think some of them are.
Somebody who's very bad at their job.
Yeah, I think some of them are better than
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd take that.
It depends how you define like talent and like value and stuff like that.
So I think it is a talent. I think it is a talent to care about somebody that you don't know enough that you'll look after them, because I couldn't do it. It's the same reason, I've spoke about this before, it's the same reason I couldn't be a doctor or something like that, or a surgeon, because I would go
for a start.
I would
It's the only thing stopping me being a surgeon.
I'd be doing open heart surgery and it'd get to 5 and I'd go, I'm good enough, and then I'd just leave. Do you know what I mean? Because
like gaffer tape round a valve.
I don't care enough. I do not give enough of a fuck to be asked about it. Whereas with this, you have to care for somebody, and I couldn't do it. So it is therefore a talent, and I accept that.
Grout in their ribs.
But I do think that people, and you're a fucker for this, over romanticise what it is. You make it out like, oh my God, it's better than a CEO. It's like, but
no,
it ain't.
It's a harder day. I'm just saying it's a harder day. You're doing harder work.
Or it's what kind of what kind of positive value has it got? Like how
are you adding to the world?
How you positively like affecting another person, or
Sure. Well, I would argue that CEOs positively affect other people.
Depends
particularly.
who the CEO is.
Totally.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example,
does the CEO of Shell positively impact?
Yeah.
Let's say, for example. All right, let's go with Robert Iger, who was the CEO of Disney for a long time.
Right, okay.
Now, obviously,
I'm sure he was a great dude. I know nothing about him, but
I read his autobiography. It was absolutely brilliant. It's called The Ride of a Lifetime. You should read. Is it about your mum?
I think you've meant. Yeah, I think that's literally happened before on this podcast.
Yeah.
He said he's recommended this book.
I'm in his brain.
Is it
I'm
about
in
your
his
mum?
fucking brain.
Yeah.
Doing reconnaissance inside that fucking mind of yours. So yeah, his decisions impact hundreds of thousands of people, and his stewardship of a company allows hundreds of thousands of people to live a life where they support their families. So I would argue that, he does have a very positive impact.
Yeah, if you ignore all the negative parts of Disney.
Yeah. I mean, it's like job creation and stuff like that. And,
there is a positive there, but,
What?
I think it's accidental. That's not the aim, is it? The aim is to make shitloads of money.
Yeah. What's his driving motivation?
Yeah.
Is it to positively impact or
Sure.
elevate the lives
But
of?
by your own admission, what's the driving factor behind a lot of people who do care? You mentioned just before, it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, have I got to do this? It's money, isn't it?
Did you hear the amount of money that I got paid?
It's
it definitely ain't the money.
It's different. Survival is different to being after money.
Yeah, it's survival, and it's just.
If you're getting into care work for money, you are dumb.
Yeah.
You are really dumb.
Yeah.
Like, you deserve your £6 an hour at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
That person, I'm not arguing, is better than anyone. They are thick as fuck.
Yeah.
That is a bad choice.
Going into care work but to lead a moneyed existence.
Yeah,
It's like the fucking most desolate. It literally is like the most desolate career. They're like someone like Ricky Gervais to like hammer home how desolate and repugnant and worthless someone's life is. They're a fucking carer. Fucking beige.
Did you like Derek?
No, I hated it.
it as well.
Mate,
I hated it as well.
I think it's so shit.
Yeah, I just think that was what I was thinking of in the book, where I said it's almost I was pretty over-emphasising the point a little bit, but where I said it's almost a saccharine, kind of syrupy, sentimental representation of a care home like that is slightly immoral, because if you're not representing in an accurate way, then people aren't inured to the realities of care work, and when they're not inured to the realities of care work and then they're confronted with it, they look the other way. They don't want to fucking know. And when they look the other way, that leads to neglect and deprivation and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I kind of got my soapbox about it a little bit, but just from a comedic standpoint,
it's not funny. It's really saccharine is exactly the right word. Like, and they even do a thing at the end of one of the episodes, right? Like, I used to listen to Ricky Gervais's podcast back in the day with Carl Pilkington. Loved it. And like on that, they used to constantly take the piss out of shows playing a Coldplay song and doing a big sad ending. Yeah. What do they do at an end of an episode of Derek? They literally play a Coldplay song.
Which Coldplay song? Is it Fix You?
Oh, probably.
Well, I
feel like it would be, wouldn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Because not again.
No, it was actually Yellow. It was about a jaundiced character.
Or the Chinese.
Okay,
Can I just say something?
Please direct all complaints.
please welcome our newest resident to the care home, Ling. Just yellow, yeah, your skin and bones. Maybe not, Ricky. Maybe not.
I'm not the sort of comedian that does it. You guys are a bad bloody influence.
I know, yeah, we really drag it out of people.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
really bring you down to the gutter.
There's a weird thing though, these podcasts. Like, I've been thinking it since I've been talking. Like, is there like a? I'm worried like I'm gonna be a shit guest in like all the people you've had so far. That the audience will go like that was a rough spot. That was a.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I thought so too, but Rob convinced me.
Mate, you've got stories about bursting dicks. You're so perfect for this.
It's absolutely fine. And also, as well, if it does go bad, then what we can do is we can pretend like there was a recording problem and the cards got corrupted.
Camera didn't work, mate.
Like they did with a certain episode of a certain podcast with a certain guest. Can't talk.
No.
Can't say.
No.
I'll have a word with you later and talk to you about it.
Oh, mate, come on.
You can't.
I mean, I've just thrown it in, I know. Back to your book.
He's talked himself into
How
trouble.
does it end?
The book?
Yeah.
I haven't got there yet.
Ends well with...
What chapter are you on?
I don't know, in the middle somewhere.
In the middle. What happens directly after the middle?
You don't even know which bit I'm in. And it's, to be fair, there's not like there's going to be spoilers to this.
yeah,
It's
no,
like,
I can't...
Can I have a look?
because like I know
Can I have a look?
Pope, and it's about him. So
Yeah.
you know, there's only so much that can happen.
Let's have a look. Tibetan Buddhists practice dying through special meditations and visualizations so that they will recognize the experience when it happens and not be caught off guard. They think of death as a long process,
What is this?
beginning before
What's
the
this
body
reading?
ceases to function.
Rushing through it.
And unfolding over days, weeks, even years.
This
Tibetan
isn't even-
Buddhism teaches that immediately after death, a person enters the so-called
This
Bardo
isn't even in
planes.
my book.
It literally, I'm fucking reading it here.
Is it?
Someone had an editor with a very fucking
No.
heavy hand to play. Hello,
can't-
Sarah. If pencil is in the Bardo,
Just read the last sentence if you're trying to spoil it.
right, okay. And
Just
for the moment,
fucking
I'll
hell.
relinquish the opportunity to make a joke, unless you're up for it. That's the end.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay, yeah. I thought you was reading from the beginning. That's why I was getting. I was thinking.
What? Speed read the whole book to get to the bit that he's at.
Yeah. So there's there's a bit at the end where I'm in Philadelphia and a bloke tries to get me to dip my hand in his diabetic ulcer.
You're going to have to explain a bit more than that.
Yeah. Okay.
There's quite a lot to that story.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
a lot. There's about bodily degradation and that kind of shit. Like I'm always really obsessed with going with the theme of
Yeah,
the show.
exactly. I'll show you some videos in a bit you're going to love.
Yes, perfect. There's a bit of the where I went to Philadelphia. I was on a family holiday with my mum and dad, and my mum and dad, this was just after I came out of rehab, and my mum and dad said like, well, we'll go on a family holiday
To Philly.
to Philly. Well, we went to Philly, New York, went to a few different places. I had to sleep.
He'll never be able to get drugs there.
I literally was like scouting for drugs and went into like a fucking shanty, like cardboard town, basically, full of homeless
Fucking
people.
hell.
And then one geezer I was sitting with, he had a big wound, big deep wound on his leg, and kept trying to get me to dip my hand into his wound. And then when I said about...
What did he get out of that?
I don't know. He just kept saying, look how deep it is. He kept saying it was a shotgun wound. But then the bird he was with actually grasped him up and said, oh, no, it's not a shotgun wound. It's a diabetic ulcer.
Yeah.
So there's not really any like big story attached to that. It's
Sure,
just and then he asked me...
You're going to get those soon.
Yeah.
This is a little snapshot into your future.
Shotgun wounds.
Maybe.
After what you've been through,
Yeah,
mate.
exactly, yeah.
Fucking...
I imagine a nail bomb wound will look similar.
How long does the fatwa last? When does it expire?
I think they're indefinite.
Yeah.
I
They're
think
rolling on.
I think till they're done.
Yeah.
They'll get bored. It's fine.
Yeah. So he's trying to get you to put your hand.
Just to put my hand in his wound,
Yeah.
and then like what I said about like infection control, he said, "Why don't you just sandwich bag your hand?" Which I didn't, and I said thank you for the offer, but I declined.
That's very kind.
Yeah, just so I can be, but still carry on being polite.
Yeah.
And I just thought like that was when I was in Philadelphia and I'd smoke crack on a family holiday with my mum and dad. in the
After
evening.
rehab.
after rehab. Yeah,
Yeah,
8
rehab
months
doesn't
after rehab.
always work, mate.
Yeah, it doesn't. Drug addicts are
R.I.P. Amy
notoriously
Winehouse.
unreliable.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Amy, living
And
with the angels now.
And like, you know, drug addicts are quite good at going, yeah, you know what? I'm cured now. I'm off the
Yeah.
drugs. Done with it. Never want to do drugs again. See
Yeah.
you later. I'm off to go get drugs. You know, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like there's that thing where it says, "Oh, no, anyone who has crack never woke up in the morning with some crack left over." Like you
Sure.
don't wake up in the morning with a bit of crack.
So that was what
Yeah,
you went
yeah,
to
yeah.
rehab for, crack?
No, it was for me. It was opiates that were my main thing. Opiates, dihydrocodone, fentanyl.
Fentanyl's fucking
Hydrocodone,
gnarly one. That's
yeah,
the one that's
man.
killing loads of people at
I'd
the
boil
moment.
up. I'd boil up like fentanyl patches and like down it like
Jeez.
a plaster soup.
Yeah.
It was.
It's like incredibly strong fentanyl.
it's like
It's
50
getting,
times more potent than heroin.
and it's getting into like mainstream drug supplies now. So
Yeah.
like in LA, like no one does coke really anymore. The coke's like declined loads because like I think there was 4 comedians at a party died from doing cocaine that had fentanyl in it.
Yeah,
just did a line and just died.
It's a lot cheaper and gives you obviously an extremely potent high, but people are taking it not realizing fentanyl's in it and how strong it is.
Exactly,
So it's
doing
just-
it like
yeah.
coke, and like coke, you know, again, it's the same as crack because it's the same
Yeah.
thing. You're not leaving some left over.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you're doing all the coke that's there.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. But if you do that with fentanyl, yeah, it's real bad.
Yeah, you breathe. Yeah, you die quite. It's quite. Yeah, you die quick. But
So that's one thing.
yeah,
There's a bright side.
So what do they do in rehab then? They you get checked in,
yeah,
and then they go, no.
yeah.
They get the rolled up newspaper,
Naughty,
a little
Fe-
water
fe-
spray.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
And every
Well,
time, every time you go, you lick your lips or whatever and think about drugs, they just fucking hit you on the head with a little rolled up newspaper and go, no,
Yeah.
bad boy,
Yeah.
less of that, less
Yeah.
of that
Well,
nonsense.
you know, he might not be able to work in care, but I think he's going to smash rehab.
Oh, rehab's one that I'd be great at if that's how they dealt with it.
I don't think it is.
Oh,
I was joking.
Well, I'll tell you, like when you go into rehab, they basically look through all your belongings, look at your, your shampoo and your whatever
for drugs.
Yeah, to check if you've got any drugs there, and also that they have to remove your shoelaces and your belt and that stuff.
Like when
But
you get nicked.
Yeah,
so you don't
exactly.
kill yourself.
But
yeah.
but the thing, my dad, who is a copper, like when we was in there and they were removing that and they explained why. I said, "Oh, so he doesn't kill himself." My dad was like, he's a really tactless man. He's like going, "Oh, he could just cave his skull in on the corner of that thing there, or maybe use that light socket." Just started listing items that as an alternative way of killing myself.
Kill yourself
And
with
my
loads of
and my
stuff
mum-
in here.
And my mum was just like looking at him, going like,
Yeah,
a man used to cell block hangings, he was just like going, "Oh, you could use that, you could, yeah." So, he got rid of all that, and then the next day, you wake up and there's like a whole fucking thing. You have to do group therapy, and then you have to even do
Group therapy.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds shit. So is that like in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
yeah,
Where they
yeah.
get them all sat round.
Yeah.
You won't have seen that, will you?
I have
'Cause
seen
it's
one
a
for
film.
those cuckoos.
It's a
Have
great
you?
film.
Of course I have, yeah.
It's a good
Excellent
book
film.
as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ken Casey.
So yeah, where you all sit round and then you go like, oh,
Well, I was in there with, like there's a thing about Irishmen that they can't they don't respond to therapy. You can't.
oh, I didn't know about
Oh
that.
yeah, it's like a common misconception about the Irish. Is that like?
I mean,
they're
I've heard lazy and drinkers and
Yeah.
terrorists in the 90s. I've never heard don't respond well to therapy.
Yeah. Apparently,
I'm just
Why do you
too
think they drink
committed
so
to
much?
blowing things up.
Well, I had a guy, an Irish guy in there who was like a boozer, and he was really resistant to the therapy. But then I had this other guy who looked like remember like the Bash Street Kids he was like a steroidal Bash Street kid. He was like the Bash Street Kids in the Beano, where like he had like a gap between his teeth,
Sure,
like
sure.
plug
Like
ears.
Pug.
Yeah, but like was jacked to fuck
Yeah.
as well, and had this really kind of manic disposition. And he was a bit like, on the outside, he's someone who'd like intimidate the fuck out of me, and I'd find him quite unnerving. But in the actual rehab, we like bonded like that. We were like kind of blood brothers. But he was funny. It's like in the situations, he really meant well. He was like a teddy bear, really, but just had no kind of social graces or whatever. And in the dining room, there's the people with eating disorders, and they're always really sad. So usually like young girls, and they're in there for a long time. It's like something that's really complicated and hard for them to kind of deal with. And
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
I was going to say any fit ones, and I didn't.
Okay, nice. Well, maybe
Not really, because they're all dead thin.
maybe
Yeah,
you should
yeah.
go like shadow people in an anorexia ward and pick up some tips. You know?
But this-
You could do with a bit of anorexia. A little bit of anorexia would do you great.
Yeah.
Do absolute wonders for you, mate.
You said that like Lou Reed, Mambo number 5.
Not
Like,
Lou Reed's Mambo. Lou Reed's Mambo number 5.
Famously, Lou
Like-
Reed.
This metallic industrial.
A little bit of Monica.
A little bit of Sheila.
by my side.
I've realised my mistake there. Yes, Lou Bega, innit?
Yeah.
Lou Reed is Take a Walk on the Wild Side, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Very different dude.
Almost polar opposites. You can
Yeah,
say
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Very different vibe.
Mathematical opposite.
Yeah,
yeah.
I do really not know anything about music. I just
No,
don't care.
really
about it,
don't.
so.
Oh, mate, I don't. I think I saw Rob say something like going, "Oh, just like, do you like not like music?"
Yeah, he said
I'm-
music is overrated.
Do you know what? I'm with you on that, mate.
thank
I
you.
feel that a little bit.
All right, yeah, but he is a crackhead.
Yeah.
So, like, this is who you've got on your side. Like, you know.
Yeah, me and you.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
you
Look
look
at
together?
So I didn't know, right? I didn't know that in rehab you'd have all these different. Like, I thought that
Do you stay in your own group? Do the anorexics mix with the crackheads?
That's what I thought.
That's
Is it
the-
like prison gangs?
No, yeah, that's a weird part of it is that there's like a certain like tenor to each of the different groups. So you've got the fucking sad little like the withered ones over there, eating disorders, very like weak kind of what's it called?
Pussies.
Pussies, yeah, fucking little, fucking scrawny little white.
Just have a sandwich, come on!
Fucking scrawny little white. No, you've got them. Then you've got the drug addicts as like kind of the leather jacket guys. who kind of walk in.
well, like
They're-
Fonz.
Yeah, they're kind of cool. They're flicking,
Hey.
they're chucking dice, you know. And then you've got the psychotics over there who are just like nutbags. And yeah, there's like a weird, and you all stick together in your
I
groups.
wanna
There's no
see-
mixing and matching, you know.
Sure.
I want to see, like, you know, like when they do in American teen films where they're walking through the canteen and they've all got their groups.
Yeah.
I want to see that, but in a rehab clinic.
Yeah.
Just a new crackhead comes in, shaking his tray, trying to look round, see which table he should sit at.
Well, that's the thing. My dad's like when he came in to see me. There was the group of the eating disorders, and then usually they're women, but there was this one guy there. And my dad said like really loudly again, really tactily, he went, "Oh, shouldn't that one be with you? That one's fucking crackhead. Surely shouldn't he be in your group?" And I was like, "No,
We've got a
Dad."
loose
He's like,
crackhead.
Yeah. He's
wandered off.
He's mixing and matching the quickies. But yeah, going back to that, and they always say for the eating disorder ones, like it's a very fraught time in the dining room. Anything that's
Of course, like
associated
lunch
with
is going to
food.
be it. Like, yeah. It's like if you had a bit where you got medicine every day.
Yeah. And so like you're taught like not to draw attention to it or not to put, just to kind of leave.
Yeah,
How much
whatever.
are you eating, you fat bitch?
Whenever they're raising a spoon up to the mouth. Oh, you fat bastard! Ah!
One more chip. Yeah.
Excuse me, madam, I think you've had enough.
Yeah.
It must be like, because I've watched documentaries and stuff about like anorexia in rehab clinics.
I
and
bet
stuff.
you were sat with a fucking like 14-inch pizza on your belly watching as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
weren't you?
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, just stuffing away,
Yeah.
chips, crisps.
It's like, look, it's a genuine health problem. I've got to be sure. You've really, really insulated yourself against anorexia. You're just making really sure.
I'm erring on the side of caution. But the thing is you watch it, and for me personally, it's one of those where I go, fucking eat, Jesus Christ. And they go, oh, I'm dead.
Say that to them.
But to a depressive, cheer up.
But this is it. This is the thing, is that the way that the brain's short-circuited, they just can't
Exactly,
do
yeah.
it.
It's
You're
a mental
starving
illness.
yourself. You're starving yourself to death. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
And they see themselves as fat as well. That's what body dysmorphia is, isn't it? When they look in the mirror and they see what is a normal like curvature of the body and be like, that's fat, I'm fat.
Well, I used to have like body dysmorphia, but I've like
Yeah.
caught up with my body dysmorphia, like truly. Like, I used to always think I was fat when I was really
Your
underweight.
mental image is aligned
Yeah,
with your
yeah,
body.
finally.
Yeah.
It's like being
You're whole
like
again.
trans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You transitioned into a tubby cunt.
Into a little fat cunt, yeah. Me and you,
That's
me
kind
and
of-
you, me and you.
That's That's kind of beautiful in a way,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
It's like becoming yourself. I
It
think
is.
that's
I
nice.
find, and weirdly, I feel happier, a lot happier
Good.
than I've ever felt.
Yeah.
So my next question is: as you spent so many times with other people with other sort of addictions, is it possible for you to look at somebody and go, Coke?
Well, yeah, maybe not kind of as kind of a granular kind of thing as that, as like being able to specify the exact drug.
But you can go
an addict's
drugs,
an addict.
booze.
Yeah. You see an addict, you get there's like a tweaky kind of slightly like creeping around the edges quality to crack.
Me and Pope bonded very instantly the
Yeah, it
first
was,
time we
wasn't
met.
it? Yeah,
like
yeah.
we actually I think we met at one of your addiction clinic gigs, and it booked me because I'm a booze hound.
Yeah.
And we just instantly started talking and swapping stories and stuff, and we were just like,
straight away you found your kin. That's
exactly,
what it felt like. Exactly that.
Yeah. Pope's addiction clinic gigs are amazing, by the way. Like one of the best gigs I've ever had in my life was me, Pope, and like 3 other people.
Yeah.
It was amazing. At Brighton Fringe, and it just became this thing where it just became this like weird, like this beautiful little confessional, and we all just took turns being like, "Here's all the fucked up shit I've done,"
and really
great.
felt like we worked. We really felt like we worked through some shit together.
Yeah.
And the people two of the people in the audience, they like came up to me like the day after and was like, "That's one of the most like profound live experiences."
It was amazing.
I've
It
had.
genuinely was. It
Does-
it was incredible.
Yeah.
That does sound lovely. How much does it pay?
Ooh.
Okay, now going on the
It wasn't a
subject
great
of,
professional option.
Yeah.
It was one we did for the love.
Yeah. It really was very much a labour of love, that one.
But it is definitely a thing where like fuck ups find other fuck ups.
Yeah.
You know, like there's little things you could spot. If someone's like chaining soft drinks, I'm like
and like the kind of the crackle of a blister pack in their trousers, like they're like got some druggy.
I am convinced, right, that so for example, I'm convinced of a couple of things, right? The first thing that I'm convinced of is things like addiction are hereditary. They're in genes and stuff. Right?
Yeah, there's a link. Like ADHD is hereditary, and that's a big factor
So
in a lot of people.
the second thing that I think of is that you cannot get rid of addiction.
Yeah.
So if somebody's got an addictive personality, and I've got an addictive personality, you cannot just get rid of it.
Yeah.
The only thing that you can do is you can focus it from bad things into good things. So
genetic predisposition, that's something that I found in my family. It definitely does run in my family.
You were mentioning before this about your brother who's big, rugby, works out all the time and stuff. So I would argue that you both have that addictive personality, whereas yours went into one thing and his has gone into another thing.
I think so they sometimes got sublimated addiction and like channeling that addictive tendency into something that's more wholesome and more productive.
Yeah.
But I think with addiction, like I think there is a difference between someone who has a drug problem and an alcohol problem and someone who's an addict. And when it's an addict, it's almost like it's like totally embedded within you. It's like every part of your identity corresponds to this kind of addictive, craving tendency. Whereas other people might just have it for like one thing, whereas I think an addict has it for everything, a lot of things.
I'm in the weird borderline there, whereas because like I think I had an alcohol problem rather than an alcohol addiction.
Yeah.
But I am very addictive in a lot of ways. Like I'm really obsessive about things if I get into them, and I have to really manage that. Like there's certain computer games I can't play because I will lose a month to them.
Yes.
But I'm like that with everything. Like I was always, I just had every vice for a while.
Yeah.
I was just into all of them. Just whatever way I could get a buzz, I was just doing that.
Yeah.
So I need to wind all of it in.
That's exactly the same for me. It's like I can't hold on to just a bit of it and like go I can't.
That's the thing, we can't do moderation.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, look, I see so many addictive tendencies in stand-up comics.
We flock to it.
It's a fucking hotbed of
it gives you a buzz. You get a reliable buzz.
Just go to an NA meeting at like the Edinburgh Fringe.
When you start though, as well, like you've got to be willing to travel for 3 hours in each direction. You got to do a 6-hour round trip for 5-minute stage time.
Exactly.
Just for that buzz though.
An addict will do that.
Yeah.
Because you go, fuck, man. Imagine if I won the buzz and everything. Whereas a normal sane person would go, no, that's ridiculous.
Well, I remember when I was tweaking, I was going through withdrawal, and I knew I was having 800 hydrocodone tablets delivered that day, right? And I was waiting all day, doing nothing, just sitting on a couch, not even watching TV, not even reading a magazine, just doing nothing, waiting for these drugs to like kickstart me so I could actually like start my day. Then I found out after all that waiting that they'd been delivered to my old university address. But rather than just going, that's fine, I'll get someone to like re-divert them or whatever, I dropped everything. I was supposed to go with my girlfriend to this thing, and I just travelled the 4.5 hours to Portsmouth to get my drugs.
Fucking hell.
And then a 9 hour round trip to get the drugs and come back. And that's how, like, that's what you do. It's like totally like myopic, like that's your singular focus.
But if you have that channeled into something good, it means that you will go be above and beyond like what's expected. And if so, say for example, going back to like CEOs and stuff, I think that a lot of them have addictive personalities because I don't think that you can.
A lot of them are addicted to cocaine.
I don't think you can put in that level of work and that level of drive and that level of aspiration without having that addictive personality.
Well, there was a thing.
It's just how you leverage it.
There's a thing about like it's a monomania. So I was reading like Steve Bannon. Do you know Steve Bannon?
Yes, I
the
know
Trump
Steve
guy.
Bannon.
Yeah. So he's someone like this is okay. Despite being a white supremacist and but
Quite
he's
the caveat.
But he's someone that I just find fascinating. I don't agree with anything he says. His worldview is completely, as I said, like mathematical opposite.
I'm really worried about what you're going to pull out your bag.
Oh, no.
I'm genuinely concerned. He's just going to whip the MAGA hat on.
No, it was nothing. It was nothing. Oh, I can't find it anywhere. It was just a little bit in an article for the Atlantic, if anyone wants to read it, about Steve Bannon, where it was about how like monomaniacal he is and how about his whole general kind of disposition is just mania. Yeah. And I suffer from like hypomanic episodes, and that's where I thought, that's what I've seen in him that I recognise and relate to. It's not anything to do with his worldview or his ideology. It's just that intensity, that kind of that feeling, and I find that when I see that in other people, I kind of respond to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Like Kanye.
Yeah, exactly like Kanye,
Just constantly manic.
So when other people are seeing like this fucking arsehole like doing everything to kind of torpedo his life.
He's just in a manic episode every time.
A pure nutbag. I like people just like pure...
He's just wildly insane.
Yeah,
and his like lifestyle is just people enabling his insanity. Yeah. Because like he can have like, because he has loads of great ideas in amongst the insanity. Yeah. And his music is incredible. Yeah. So because of that, people will go, right, so you want to fill an entire stadium just to watch you listening to your album wearing a red leather suit and a space helmet? And he's like,
and charge 180 quid for the privilege.
Wait, and the stadium will fill.
That was his idea.
That happened.
That's happened.
For one of his album releases, he just stood in the middle of a stadium, dancing to his own album while the entire stadium was full, going wild. They loved it.
Literally just
wait a minute.
bopping in leather.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Could the audience hear the album?
No.
You're fucking messing me.
I am, yeah. Of course
they could.
They could. Of course they could.
For a minute, I thought...
He didn't just have headphones on, dickhead.
That's what I thought.
It was an album listening party. They came to listen to the music.
Oh my god!
I thought
just silently there, like.
But the way that you said it, because you said he had a helmet on, I thought you said that a stadium of people.
That'd be so funny if he didn't let them listen.
Listen to his album.
Like a one-man silent disco.
That's what I thought that it was.
No, he didn't. Like people did get to hear the music.
Because I actually thought that would be such a funny idea.
It would
make people spend $40 just to listen to you, just to watch you go.
I thought it was on the fucking low end.
Yeah.
It was like, but yeah, this is what I mean. Like, but just like every mad idea he has is indulged. No one ever says no to him, and also it gets stoked up because it's great TV. If you can get Kanye to say something mental, you've got a viral clip. Yeah. So people just goad him and they'll just ask him stuff, knowing that he's in one of those things, and he'll say something crazy like slavery's a choice, which is one of the wildest things I've ever.
This happened to us.
He was getting interviewed and he said, like, look, right, black people were enslaved for like 1,000 years. That sounds like a choice to me. Yeah. And like he retracted it afterwards and everything, but after the most grief. You think you've had a rough couple of weeks, right? Kanye got rightly roasted, for that. Obviously, that's an insane thing to say, but he is insane. Yeah. That is the caveat to it. Like, he is mental.
Well, they wouldn't pick cotton if they didn't like it.
That was essentially it. That was essentially
it. It was nice between the fingers. So it's just like delicate fabric.
Yeah. But so...
that's insane.
Yeah, he is crazy, though. He's genuinely mental. You know, so like I'm a huge Kanye West fan.
Same, yeah.
But I don't really watch any of his interviews because
Yeah.
like they tend to bum me out. I'll just listen to the album, mate. You know, I'll listen
Yes.
to the good bits.
So the last thing that I knew about Kanye, because I don't pay attention to anything like this,
Yeah.
it's just not on my radar, is when he stormed the stage and took Taylor Swift's award.
That's where you're at with the Kanye timeline.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
that's
Mate, you've got a lot
so
ahead of me.
early
Yeah.
in the Kanye timeline.
Yeah.
There's like 90 mental things he's done since then.
Yeah.
Go on.
I think it was that even before he said George Bush hates black people.
Yeah, I think
That was even before
then,
that.
yeah, during Hurricane
Katrina, we went on TV and went, George Bush doesn't like black people during
Yeah.
a fundraising
And
drive.
I bet George Bush was like,
Yeah, he was like, well, yeah,
Doing a
but
quick wink. Yeah.
it's a secret.
I
Shut
told you
up.
not to tell.
Yeah. But
What else did he do?
He
When
crashed
did-
a quad bike.
we-
I mean,
into
that's
a
not
tree.
that's not that mental,
Yeah.
is it?
That's when he was like progressive, like during the George Bush era, and then he obviously flipped and become like a MAGA head, like a
Yeah.
you know,
He hung out with Trump quite a bit.
Yeah,
I saw that briefly,
Yeah.
but I thought he was doing
He's been
like what?
threatening to kill Pete Davidson quite a lot lately.
Yeah.
I no idea. They've split up though, haven't
They
they?
have.
Pete?
Pete Davidson split up with Kim, even though he's got their kids tattooed on
That's
him.
what I was gonna say, but like
Their kids' names, not like.
People were like focusing their ire on Kanye West, like
Yeah,
rightfully
yeah.
so, you know, trying to put a target on Pete Davidson. But then Pete Davidson got her kids tattooed
Yeah.
onto his body. I
But-
thought
Yeah.
that's a
But-
red
And he's
flag.
done quite a
like,
bit of
Just to
stand-up,
sort-
like, sort
but
of taking
just
the piss
to
out
sort
of
of
Kanye.
say-
yeah,
fair
that's
enough,
a bit of a
but-
red flag. Yeah.
Just in Pete Davidson's defence,
Uh-huh.
number one,
Massive dick.
I
in his
reckon
defence.
I reckon they'll have had a conversation about it. I don't reckon he'll have just walked
Yeah,
in
but like
one day.
Kim is also insane.
Right.
It's
They're
like,
all
it's
insane.
like in the American Office when Michael Scott like photoshops his head
Mm.
onto his girlfriend's
number
ex-husband's
two.
body.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's that vibe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pete Davidson is covered in tattoos.
Uh-huh.
He'll
He's
forget.
been removing quite a few recently though.
He'll forget where he fucking even has them.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
He'll be like, "What the fuck does DK mean or whatever?"
Donkey Kong.
Dave Kardashian. I don't know what kids are called.
Yeah, Donkey Kong West. That's one of the kids.
Donkey Kong West.
Yeah. Got Cooper Trooper is another one. A little Toad is the newest.
I feel like you're taking the piss
I'm
with
not.
Cooper Trooper.
No, it's like they've got like it's Kanye. He's really into Nintendo. That's what his kids are called.
I don't even know. I'm gonna believe you.
Yeah,
No, I don't believe
It's
it.
true.
I don't Google it.
I will do.
Is that actually
If,
true?
if his son or daughter is called Cooper Trooper,
There we go. Let's just have a little Google there.
oh, you've Googled Freddy is a mong.
I have googled that. Yeah, I'm taking the piss. It's not called Cooper Trooper. His kids are called like Northwest and that. And it's,
Oh,
They've
right.
got
North
weird
and West,
names.
yeah.
But Elon Musk's kids called like X-52N4.
Yeah.
or whatever.
Well, there's a conspiracy theory about this.
Oh yeah.
That apparently.
Whenever it
is-
starts with apparently, you know it's going to be gold.
No. This is really good, right? Apparently, they don't have those stupid bullshit names, but they say that they do to the media so that it protects their real identities.
Sure.
So that's.
so an elaborate misdirection.
Apparently, he was asked in an interview really recently, like, "Oh, how's X/75 pound sign doing or whatever?" And he was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And then they're like, "You kidding?" He was like, "Oh, X-75 pound sign symbol. Yeah, she's doing great.
The
She's
thing is,
growing
that
up."
might well be true, but a lot of the time people attribute to intelligence with Elon Musk, which is what is clearly the result of him being a bit thick.
Yeah.
What
Sometimes
is-
he is a bit thick,
Yeah.
and like
It
people
is-
go, "Oh, it must be this 3D chess play he's making." It's like, no, sometimes he just says stupid
Here's
shit.
a question.
It's Occam's razor. It's like the
Yeah.
most simplest explanation. It's
What,
very right.
what is a conspiracy theory about comedy that you've no proof for, but you just kind of believe?
It's controlled by the Jews. I'm joking. Joking. It's a joke. I mean, to be fair, they are quite
there is
powerful
quite
in
a lot of
stand-up.
it, and there's quite a lot of evidence for that one.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like rightly so, they're very influential.
Yeah.
You know,
They're funny people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a big good history of
Yeah.
humour. No, I don't know.
I've got one for
Okay.
you, right? I believe, no proof of this,
Yeah.
I believe that in Edinburgh,
Yeah.
Steve Bennett of Chortle is bribed by some big agencies to give their debut acts no less than 3.5 stars as a review.
Right.
I do wonder
Because
about that.
the amount of
stuff,
time,
yeah.
the amount of times that I've seen reviews from people who do it, who are rubbish, who are doing rubbish shows that are like 3.5 stars.
But they're not marking on who's good at comedy. It's like, who's got the saddest bit where they got molested?
No, I know, but I've never seen him give one. So you know, how every year in Edinburgh, there's a buzz around like 10 acts.
Yeah.
I've never seen one of them get a 2 in total. Never.
Because like it's self-fulfilling though. Everyone wants to be part of the hype train. They don't want to be the one who's not part of it. They want to be seeing the guy.
But is it that much of a stretch to believe that those big agencies who've invested 10 grand into this act
and look,
give a little backhander of a few £100?
And if you run a comedy blog, you're not making loads of
Totally.
money.
Yeah. He lives above a kebab shop.
Yeah.
Not
and like
you would like it.
Too good for him. Sorry,
mate,
an event coming in through the window.
I don't think I know you well enough. Like
living the dream.
Like a bit overly familiar.
But yeah, that's my theory, is that he takes little backhanders and he goes, I'll make sure that even if it's the worst show I've ever seen, they'll just
Could easily happen.
Yeah, but I mean, there is the thing of obviously like certain people like paying for exposure and certain people paying for visibility in lots of different kinds of ways. But yeah, I've often thought that, there's like this kind of, but I do it with just like comics who have friends. Like I don't have, my social life is like non-existent. I have the same 2 friends I've had since birth.
Since birth?
Literally since we were born. Me and my mate Louis, we were born 9 days apart, known each other forever.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is a source of pride for me, to be honest, because I had no friends in college, couldn't make for any other friends along the way. Yeah. But I
nailed it first week.
Yeah, exactly. Done. It's friends off the list. But so when I see other people like comedians who just have friends, and as friends you're kind of.
I just touched. I sorry, when you were talking, then my foot had a little bit of cramp in it, and I just moved it. I really gently just
too gentle as well.
It
would have been so much better if he kicked me full strength.
I really gently stroked Rob's knee.
I really hated it.
I hate that. Like it's the same way.
I didn't like that little bit of tenderness.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
I hate delicacy. I hate like whenever I spill something down me. If it's like just a little bit, like I used to like just spill the whole bowl of soup. I can't have a bit, like a tiny bit.
Sorry,
I feel like no, it's got to be again all or nothing. Like it's like it's got to be.
So you spill a little drop and you just be like, oh fuck it.
Yeah. I'd pour the soup.
I think that's why you don't have friends.
Yeah. No, okay.
Old soup boy.
Yeah.
We're not having Pope round for tea. Why? Because he throws food everywhere.
But
and steals all our plasters.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's that just part of me that when I see comedians have friends, and as friends, like you kind of do stuff together and collaborate. I'm like, yeah, there's a big conspiracy going on here. Like them group of friends who are all supporting each other and being friendly. Something's going on behind the scenes here, but it's just friendship. That's all it is. I'm just seeing friendship as a conspiracy. Yeah.
Here's my conspiracy theory. I think there are some comedians who are actually manatees that have been trained to stand upright.
Yeah.
Some of them have podcasts.
Who have you got in mind, Rob?
No one in particular.
I mean, to be fair, you don't see me stand upright that often.
This is it. So we need to get everyone from the aquarium to help.
Well, as soon as I see that bucket of fish...
Yeah,
exactly.
Have a little waddle off.
As soon as I see the herring, then I'll do my little trick.
It's all right. Later on, we'll get the horns out. He'll show you a trick.
Fucking hell, this podcast.
Ah, hello there. I don't know why I started
What
like
the
that.
fuck was that?
I know, I was trying to be like
You
an
sounded like a paedophile in a children's play.
No, I was trying to be like...
Ah, hello there.
I was trying to be
you
like...
appear to be wearing shorts, even though it's December.
No, I was trying to be like, you know how in
Do
computer
you
games...
bend your knees to tie your shoelaces, young man? You don't. What a tease.
No, I was trying to be like, you know in a computer game when someone sells you items and trinkets that you need to complete your quest? I was trying to be that guy.
Oh, I see. You were
Welcome
trying to be...
in, weary traveller.
You were trying to be... Again...
I have some wares to show you. Would thou be interested in a Patreon?
You were trying to be an NPC.
I was being an NPC, mate.
Naughty paedophile cunts.
Yeah. It's better than you being a BFC.
Big friendly...
Big fat cunt.
Oh, right, okay.
Join our Patreon for £3 a month.
Patreon.com/DeadmenTalkPod.
You get loads of stuff on it.
Like
it's
what,
£3.
Rob? What do you get?
I don't know. Loads of stuff. You get extra episodes every week. Bunch of extras. It's £3. Just fucking do it. Shall we show you some videos,
Yes,
Pope?
please.
Yeah,
I'm very
look at some
excited to do
videos.
this because I think you're going to be pretty unshockable.
Yeah, I can't
Like
imagine.
you've spent your whole time dealing with pop dicks
Yeah.
and stuff in real life.
Yeah.
So like, obviously like shit's not going to affect you. Like gore is going to be limited, you know.
Yeah.
But we will try. Is there anything that like turns your stomach at all?
Not really. I mean, as we were saying earlier, like if there's a certain type of shit you have to clean up in the care home, it's like a bonus. It's like a good day if there's a certain kind of shit. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, I not actually maybe vomit. There is some vomit.
Okay.
Seeing vomit, fine. I could see vomit all day long, but smelling vomit,
Right. Well, we haven't actually got the smell here.
It's not a smell-o-vision one.
Yeah, just for anyone who's watching YouTube rather than listening, well, like our new TV isn't fucking working, so we're just having to watch it off the laptop for now, so it looks a little awkward.
How much did we spend on it, Rob?
A few £100. Like we can't get on it because you've got to log in. We logged in, and then it would just like we plugged in the cables, and it's like I don't recognise the source. It's like I don't need you to do anything.
Yeah,
Just need you to be a HDMI cable.
You're a television. You're just a big screen at the side. You really don't need to be any more than that.
Well, like actually, this first one I want to show you is actually quite apt for some of the stuff we've been talking about today. Let's have a look.
Okay, so for those of you that can't see this, this is somebody walking down a garden path. Looks like an old man. He's wearing the old man classic.
Yeah, exactly. He's wearing the uniform of old men. It's a light blue t-shirt and khaki shorts.
Yes.
And those little white socks and
Yeah.
those brown boating shoes. And also,
Yeah.
just by the way that you've paused it there, you can see the outline of his tits.
Oh,
yeah,
he's got
yeah.
a little droop going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, I would say that's not the most remarkable thing about
So,
this fella.
Well, hang about. So this at the bottom right, there's a watermark for heavy R.
Yeah, we get quite a lot of submissions from this particular website.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a repository for our sort of shit.
it's like it's dirty porn. It's bad porn.
Yeah, it's like bad things. It's just
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
things.
What does the R stand for?
Heavy. I don't know actually. We'll look into that.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
anyone could let us know, please write in. Pop it in the comments below if you know what the R in heavy R stands for.
Do you know I haven't known where the cameras were for this entire time?
That's you.
There we go.
That's you. If you want to look down the barrel, that's you.
I'm literally not. Hello.
Yeah,
You're right,
You're
yeah,
also on that one as well over there, but like that's a group shot. That's your specific one.
Quality.
There we go. Right. So let's have a little look at this fella. So he's just wandering up to the camera. Here we go.
Oh wait, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So why are his pants, particularly around the dick region, why do they look inflated?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, it is quite a fulsome
Yes.
bit, isn't it? Well, let's have a little look. Let's see what's going on here.
His cock's going to be horrible or something.
Oh, well,
There's going to be like a kid in there or something.
I mean, it looks a bit like one.
Why is it so inflated? Why is it so inflated? I don't know. Oh, his balls are huge. Is that a cock ring? Oh,
my
what
Lord.
the fuck?
Jesus, that's remarkable.
His dick
Yeah.
looks like it's got elephantitis.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does. It
yeah,
looks like the
yeah.
Elephant Man.
yeah.
I am not an animal.
Yeah, it really does.
So he's tied something around the base of the dick and balls, and like now, is there something injected in it as well?
Vaseline, apparently. They put Vaseline like a silicone, but if they can't afford silicone, they put Vaseline in it.
Injecting
Yeah,
Vaseline.
they inject Vaseline. Yeah.
Oh my
and
God.
bare knuckle fighters do it as well to make their knuckles stronger. Apparently.
Right, I can kind of get that.
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. So it's like a tactical advantage, whereas
I know, this
aesthetically that's awful.
Yeah,
So-
this isn't, and like it's not going in anyone.
No,
There's no orifice big enough for this.
No.
It is possibly the biggest knob I've ever seen,
Yeah.
but not in a good way.
No,
It's not like you'd be like, oh, you've seen his massive.
No, but
dick."
it
Yeah,
looks,
yeah.
it looks
It's
misshapen,
yeah,
doesn't it?
it's
It's not,
deformed.
I don't think it's naturally this big.
No.
I think some work has been done, and I don't think by a professional. So yeah, it looks in a really bad way. It looks like a big thumb.
It looks
Yeah.
like a baby's torso.
Let's see if he wiggles it about a bit more. So he's got like I think. Oh look, his belt. He's putting his belt back on so he can keep that up.
I would want to touch it though.
Sure.
I would need to
I'd
feel
want to
how
poke it with something.
Yeah.
I bet it feels cold.
Yeah, like big cold
Oh, he's
dick.
taking. Oh, he's strapping it up.
He's strapping his dick up.
Yeah. That can't feel good.
Nah.
It looks like when you cut off a lamb's tail.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Oh, look at it.
Oh, he's wanking.
Oh my God! Look how long it is. Look how long the eye
Nah,
is.
why is
He
he...
can't even wank it properly. He's just sort of like wiggling it around. But yeah, it's also it's got like the eye is now this long.
Yeah,
But it's also at the side as well. It's like a fucking angle.
Yeah, it's like a.
It looks like a coffee bean.
Yeah,
at the end of
yeah,
it.
yeah. It does there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like with a fucking
this-
vertical postage slot.
This guy's like so deluded. Clearly, like this must be body dysmorphia.
They think it's like big knob, like big, like big knob makes me.
Yeah.
The bigger my knob is, the more manly I am.
Exactly.
But
He
it's like
doesn't realise there
He's
was a
next to
limit
all the
that.
anorexic girls in the rehab.
Maybe that's who that
feels
fella
like
was.
the king of
Come on,
Feels like-
John, put your fucking Vaseline down.
Feels like the king of the anorexics. He's got big fucking.
God, your
bulbous
last
knob.
person you need involved in this is an anorexic. You
Yeah.
burst him. You burst an anorexic with that.
That's bigger than their waist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
If they had that, they'd be
He's the only person that has to zoom out for a dick pic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
got to put it on panoramic
yeah,
mode.
yeah. Takes a dick pic with a wide-angle lens.
yeah.
It's genuinely like staggering that he could do that to
Yeah.
himself, because it's like he can't get his hand anywhere near all round it.
It can't have any sensation.
It
It's gotta
can't feel
be,
good.
Yeah,
You're
cold, as you said. Very
You're
big,
sacrificing
big cold
being able to use your dick for
Yeah.
being able to present. You're too worried about getting bullied in the showers at school.
Yeah.
Here. This is someone who's developed late, is my theory. Has had a hard time at school in the showers, and has gone, I'll show them. I'll
Yeah.
have the biggest dick.
And doesn't want to just catch up, wants to surpass.
Exactly.
And so
be like, look
I mean,
at this.
yeah.
And like, if he did show his old school bullies, they'd just be like, oh, God.
yeah,
What
Oh,
a
my
Okay,
God.
mate.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my lord.
what a
Christ.
supervillain origin story that
Yeah,
would be.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like just getting teased for his small dick.
Doc Coctopus.
And that's how I became the Riddler.
Yeah.
The Tiddler.
The diddler.
Yeah, genuinely staggering, that.
But yeah, like aesthetically awful, functionally not
Yeah, it's a
able
bad
to use
knob.
it.
It looks like abstract art.
Yeah.
And like the
Klaus
way it like,
Oldenburg.
wobbles around, it looks like a blimp.
Yeah.
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 It's not
just-
good.
Again, though, I would like to touch it, not in a sexual way. I just
Because
need
he's
to know how
rubbing
it
it up.
feels.
Do you reckon? Like, I'd love to see him try and get a boner.
Yeah.
Dick was designed by Willem de Kooning.
That's a deep cut there.
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
That's a
Bringing
good
out the
one, man.
Koenig references.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's have a look. That's a lot.
To be honest with you, it's just about the only time I can say de Kooning without getting in trouble on this podcast.
Hey, all right. Do you want to play a little game of what happens next?
Yes, go on.
I
go
get
on.
cancelled again. All right.
So, we've got a lot of promising signs for this video immediately,
So
right?
there's a guy on top of, let's face it, a really poorly looking built beach house.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's just there is something about this that tells you we're not in the first world.
Yes.
Yeah. That beach house thing looks
Yeah.
like it got built on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
And there's a little ladder up to the side that is, honestly, that looks like something out of the fucking Jungle Book.
Yeah,
It's
it's
the
like
most
the only,
vertical ladder I've ever seen in my life.
And it's
it's
the-
like
the-
straight up.
and it's the
like-
type of ladder you only get in computer games.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's made. Someone has made this. It's not one you bought from a shop. They've nailed bits of wood together to make a ladder.
Yeah, and he's on top of this roof,
Yeah.
and he's going to dive into the pool.
Well, that's your guess.
And
yeah, so there's a pool underneath.
I feel as though that the fact that you've shown us this video, there's
Yeah.
so many things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
I think what's going to go wrong here is that he is going to just slip, miss the pool, and hit what looks like very hard concrete just below him,
Well-
and snap his legs to pieces.
Okay, we're going with doesn't make the jump, snaps his legs to pieces. Have you got any thoughts on what might occur, Pope?
I would like to bring the stairs into the mix.
Okay.
I imagine that he maybe gets wrapped up in the stairs at some point, and
What, like in thought?
contemplating their beauty.
He has an epiphany, and
How great would it be if we were both wrong and a giant eagle just picked him up and carried him away?
Well, I'm going to go with successfully makes the jump.
Okay.
Oh, imagine that, and all
I
of his
know.
family and friends just clap and go,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
well done.
One of these days I'm going to show a video where someone makes it.
Yeah.
It isn't this one, to be honest with you. I have seen it. It's not this one. Let's have a little look. It goes about as badly as it could.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds not a good sign to begin with, is it?
Very grating. Very
Doesn't
grating.
sound health and safety-ish.
That sound doesn't say there's a really good hospital nearby.
Oh! Oh!
Oh, that is so bad. That
It
is...
literally goes as bad as it is
That
possible to
is
go.
so bad. I was really close, wasn't I?
You were really close.
What he does is he tries to jump at the very edge.
He
tries-
jumps too early.
No. What he's trying to do is
he's trying to bounce.
He's trying to bounce to the lip. And then use it to use it to spring off.
Yeah.
But what he's done instead is he just goes straight through it and just smacks himself.
His heels slip
and just
through it.
crumples.
Yeah, he
Pure
goes off. He
crumple.
goes off a guttering. He bounces off the guttering. It doesn't hold his weight. And like there are so many cracking noises, like many things break at the
Hits
same
his
time.
head.
So his legs and his face is what he hits.
Do you know what is mad? Is that somewhere in like Turkmenistan or whatever, there's probably somebody walking around who sounds like Pope.
It's his head for guy with a gaping head trauma.
Fell off
Yeah.
Oh, mate, that sound.
Like those. That's 2 ankles and a face smashing.
Ankles and a face.
That's what smashes there, because his ankles, you can hear the click when they go. Those are broken. They're gone. They're garbage.
Yeah.
Like, and then his face twats into the concrete so hard. It is about as bad as it could have possibly gone. Unfortunately, we don't get to see any of the aftermath. You know.
Yeah,
He just
I want to
cuts
know
out
what
there.
happened. Yeah.
I know. If anyone knows what happened to this guy, I mean, he's not dead.
Yeah.
You know.
No, heaven forbid.
But he's going to have a bad few months.
Do you remember that time? Do you remember that time when you said he's not dead to the stabbing guy? In the
Yeah,
stabbing guy?
he was dead.
definitely
He
was
was
dead.
dead. All right, I was wrong about
Is
that
that a
one.
Logan Paul seeing the hanging guy in the forest?
Yeah,
Like,
it's a bit of one of those.
It's one of
we
those.
had one
yeah.
of those. I thought he was going to be all right.
And I was at the time like, nah, he's dead.
Yeah, it turns out he was
did.
dead. He was dead.
I think he's survived, but I think he's like Schumacher.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely survived, but like, he's
Yeah.
not going to be good.
Wasn't there like a weird thing with Schumacher recently where like his family are like, I don't know, there was something like the manager said they're keeping like stuff behind closed doors or something.
Yeah,
like
well,
that.
it wasn't that weird. Like, they did a documentary and they didn't show Schumacher in it. Because they're like, you don't need to see him.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
they were like,
as the like Schumacher,
Yeah,
as the like
Yeah,
brain
yeah,
dead
like they just-
Schumacher.
yeah.
You don't need to show that.
Yeah, don't need to
Jesus,
show what he's
But
currently like.
you
But then
do
there was
wanna
like-
see
Yeah,
it,
you
don't
do.
you?
Yeah,
But
can you do an artistic rendering like of
Yeah.
like a cult sketch artist?
So
of,
Imagine Michael Schumacher, but like this.
So-
they just stick up with goggly eyes on his head.
Imagine some tubes up his nose and that. You know. He's not going to be great. He's not like bouncing around. You're not going to get a lot of good value out of him. So, like, yeah, I think there was like a bit of an internet conspiracy. They're like, they're not showing him. Why are they not showing him? Because he's fucked.
Because he's just
Why do you
fucking
think they're not showing him?
broken.
Yeah.
He's
There's nothing to
he's
show.
fucking worthless at this point.
That's why they didn't show Ayrton Senna's car.
Yeah.
That really is one family that's got an extra eye on the energy bill crisis. They're looking at her
Plug
going,
him.
how much?
I imagine.
Up by another 80%. Jesus wept.
I imagine
he
they have
only
different
made
holiday
16
plans
million
now.
prize
Yeah.
money. Fuck
Yeah.
me.
I think he made a bit more than 16 million. He was the greatest Formula One driver of all time.
Can we stick a Red Bull sticker on his bed?
Push him down a hill. It's
Extreme.
Yeah, extreme.
Put him in one of those Felix Baumgartner jumps. Going down on the parachute.
It's like the Paralympics version of like the Red Bull, like extreme.
Mate,
gnarly
that's what we
racing.
need. We need the Para X Games.
Yeah.
Just pushing people down the big vert ramp in their wheelchair.
People are literally paralysed from the neck down. Crumple like that bloke did, yeah. Oh, fuck.
Just getting to the end, you just got to flick your stick to make it spin.
Oh,
He's done a 1080 chair flip.
Sorry, there's been a false start. He blinked too early.
yeah.
It's an idea. Right, let's have a little look at something else. Here's a fun injury, right? What we're going to do is we're going to play Guess How We Got the Injury.
Okay.
Right.
Right, so let's see what the injury is first of all.
Yeah.
So
here's
the
his
injury there
This is the extent of it as well. There's nothing worse with this
he
one.
looks like he's had a nose job.
Yeah, he's got that sort of vibe. He
he's
looks
got-
like he might be on a plane coming back from Turkey.
Yeah, in hospital, he's got the thing up. He's
He's
broken
got a classic
nose, isn't it?
sad I've hurt myself face as well.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's proper broke his nose though. He's proper fucked up.
How do you think he might have done
I reckon
this?
he's tried to box the big knob. The big knob's come back on him. Tried to box the
What speedball?
He's tried to
speedball.
speedball the big knob that we saw in the first one.
Oh, that guy's big knob.
that he's
right,
tried to
yeah,
speedball. See, I'm tying it all together.
Nice,
right,
I like
yeah.
That was a callback.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That would,
Nice.
to be fair, that big knob probably would do that to a face.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
if you
yeah.
dropped it on it. What do you reckon, Freddie? You've got any ideas of how he might have done this?
So I reckon he has been in a car accident.
Okay.
Where he has, for some reason, been driving like an absolute... Someone said, I bet you can't drive with your face. And he's gone, oh, I bet I fucking can, mate.
Well, it's
and
not... I'll give you a clue. It's not a car that's done this. It's not a car. Let's have a little look. Let's see how he's managed to get this. Here we go.
Oh! No!
Oh my god!
So this is a woman literally fucking pounding his face.
Yeah, so she...
With a big fat booty.
She's got a big old fat booty.
Yeah.
Like, lovely big old booty that she is... She's crouching and like slapping her ass full pelt into his face while he's lying down.
you'd put up with the pain for a little while, wouldn't you? Because he's a big booty.
I would risk a broken nose.
Yeah, I think I would.
Yeah.
I'd be furious about all of it.
Yeah.
I'd go, can you stop that? Do you think you can just behave?
Can you nip that in the bud, please?
Yeah, excuse
Mate,
me.
you'd be seeing photos of me like with the pads around my nose and be like, whoops, happened again.
You have no teeth.
Yeah.
Wurzel gummage.
Yeah. I'd look like I'd been in a 5-round UFC fight at the end. Look
Michael
like Joanna Jurdzic with that massive bulb on my head.
Michael Schumacher face.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah. My family wouldn't be able to show me on TV because I'm comatose off it.
Yeah.
A big booty bouncing.
Yeah. What a way to go.
The really sad thing is the tubes won't fit up his nose anymore.
His nose is flat. It's just flat. What a great way to get it, though. Here's one that confused me. It's always a fun one when it's confusing.
Oh, what the fuck is it? Is that a nipple?
That is a nipple, yeah.
Oh my god.
That's a nipple that looks like a thumb.
Yeah.
Looks like a
It's
little.
got thumb nips.
Looks like a little
full
fucking
thumb
knob.
nips. Do you know what it reminds me of? Do you remember, like, in Popeye, there was that one, like, big donkey guy?
Yeah,
Who had the weird, like, that nose? Yeah. There we go. Some of the most bizarre tits I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that is so odd.
Yeah, those tits are grotesque.
Yeah. And you like
That's
milking them like
heavyr.com
others.
again. It's the same bloody website.
They're literally
We might
like
need to
pure
reach out
teats.
to them for a sponsorship. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's...
That is.
How do you get your nips in that condition?
I don't know,
they're doing a
yeah.
lot of pulling them. I imagine it's just constant that.
Yeah.
Or maybe those suction
So
cups or
yeah, it'll
something.
be like a suction. It'll be like a nipple fetish.
So even a
won't it?
toddler won't do that to you. Not toddler, baby. Toddler's probably too old to be sucking tits. Yeah. There is a little period in your life where you shouldn't be sucking tits.
Yeah.
You know, there's a gap of about 16 years where it's not okay to suck tits. Then
Yeah.
it comes back on the menu.
It comes back, yeah. I think it is a weird thing, sucking tits. I mean, it's enjoyable, but like when you actually break it down. Like,
Yeah, there are a lot of like Freudian connotations.
Yeah.
I don't suck the titties. I just lick them a little bit.
Right.
So like that.
Yeah, like you do a steak, you dirty boy.
Yeah.
But like,
more like an ice cream.
Right.
My
Like a
You
99.
don't lick a steak. Who licks a
I was
steak?
just doing a little call back to the thing earlier on about.
Okay.
Mate, keep up, buddy. But yeah, no, I slept with a girl once. It was like before we like got down to it, was like, by the way, I'm really into stuff with my tits, right?
Yeah.
She was like,
Is that how she said
she was a bit
Yorkshire?
more eloquent than this.
Yeah.
I'm really into stuff with me tits.
Yeah, no, she
Fucking play with him, spit on him, fucking pinch him, grab him, do whatever these want with me big fat chebs. Fucking hell. Yorkshire's such a disgusting
I know,
place.
right? She had a lot nicer accent than mine, right? But she was basically like, have a real old go on these. So well, no, she was like
Belting. It's absolutely
She
belting.
was like, I like it more than me minge. I like it more than me fanny. Like, I can't remember what word she used.
Like
Definitely
it
not
more
minge.
than-
Definitely not minge.
Oh my God.
But she was like, I like it more than me fanny, so focus up there. So she was like, I just was like,
What?
Yeah, it was mad.
There's only
Yeah.
so
Right,
much you can
okay,
do,
well, I-
though, that's
I
the
know
thing.
this was it. I kind of ran out of ideas
Did
quite
you-
quick,
Yeah.
but I just like I enthusiastically
Did you-
went
did
for
you-
it. I did what I could.
Did you titty fuck her?
No, I didn't actually.
Jelly roll.
Because I would imagine that that's
called
what she
jelly
was.
roll.
Right.
I imagine that that's what she was going for.
Well, no, because she was very forward with it. She would have, made it
How
clear.
big were they? Were they really big?
Not really big, but they were plenty big. They were very nice. She had
There's something quite-
lovely tits,
There's
to be
actually
fair, so it was very
there's something
happy.
quite wholesome and like
Yeah.
kind of pure about just fucking a big old titties. Like there's something quite pure and like really back to basics. Like really, just like
What's basic about a tit fuck?
I, it just
Yeah.
plays-
It reminds me of the Amish, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Pope is a Quaker.
quite salt of the earth.
Shall be coming all over them titties once we build that barn now, English. The
Have
fuck?
a big bowl of porridge, then fuck a pair of tits.
It's, I don't know.
I don't think I've ever had a tit wank, you know.
It's not
never
that good.
This
There's
is
no
it.
much,
It doesn't
like,
appeal to me that
friction.
much.
There's not enough
Exactly.
friction.
It's like it's a thing you do more for video. I think it's like more for show than actual sensation. It's never like I've never been like.
Do you never get that thing though where you are holding a woman down and you have got your dick in one hand and then you're jizzing onto her?
Yeah, I've jizzed on tits. I've jizzed on plenty of
fucking
tits.
laminated them with my jizz. Like, I love them. I love big tits.
Well, you put them through like a little
Yeah.
machine.
Like squish them down, push them.
Like you're making
Do the whole thing.
like you're making a
Puts it in an
mayonnaise
overhead projector.
You're making a mayonnaise panini.
Yeah.
You're just sticking it down.
A mayonnaise panini.
Yeah.
Is that all that's in the panini?
Yeah, because it's
Oh,
tits,
it's called
isn't it?
mayonnaise.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
okay,
it's it,
all
yeah.
right, okay.
What, did you
I just
think,
thought that was a sandwich
did
you
think
ate.
that I ate mayonnaise panini.
Well, is that ridiculous?
yes, it is.
It's really not.
It
You could
really
easily
is.
eat mayonnaise paninis. Your diet is fucking bizarre. Nothing would shock me
You
anymore.
look like a mayonnaise panini, mate.
Exactly.
Fucking hell, I mean, come on.
What an insult! You look like a mayonnaise panini.
But if they advertised mayonnaise paninis, you'd be the mascot on the package.
You know, like
Uncle Freddy's mayonnaise paninis.
in like a striped shirt, like a striped butcher's shirt.
Yeah. Apron on.
Yeah, yeah.
Next time you're in your local Asda, make sure that you pick up the Hellmann's and bread range. Hellmann's and Ovis.
Yeah.
Right.
But like whilst jizzing on the tits, I've never actually shanked the tit. You know, I've never felt the need.
My ex, actually, when I gained a bit of weight, she asked me to reverse it and breastfeed her,
Okay.
which we did do, like to see how it would feel, and it wasn't good.
What? So
Yeah, I
she,
can't imagine.
she said, "Can I suck on your big fat titties?"
Yeah, she went. We initially done it as like to see how far
Did
we
she-
could push it before we were
Sure.
grossed out.
So she just.
Yeah,
Like
just
that?
sucked on my big fat tit, and it felt like I felt like it's the most.
That's
it's
horrible.
the most uncomfortable I've felt in my whole life, like, and I knew like
Who's getting anything out of
Like,
that?
that was
It's
the
such a bad idea.
That was the word. That was the thing. We literally did just do it as like an endurance test.
Excuse
to
me?
see, like, if we
How
could-
about if
It's
I?
so emasculating.
I know. That's how I felt. Like I felt ashamed. Like after, like
you should be.
we actually had to have like
You really should be ashamed.
we had to have like a sit down conversation off the back of it. Of like we both went through something here.
Like, you've
we
had a
both-
threesome that's gone wrong.
We both changed after this, but
Wow, there's no going back from that.
Nah.
As well, there's no reversing out
Honestly,
of it.
that's the same as if like you went home tonight and your missus went, "Would you mind like wearing Tampax for a bit?"
Yeah.
You'd be
Or,
like,
or she was like,
"No."
look, I'm just going to try a thing. Can I do blackface?
yeah.
You know,
It's just one of those things you do in the privacy of your own home. You know.
I mean, to be clear, I don't do that in the privacy of my own
Yeah.
home. My missus has never worn blackface, despite my protests.
Yeah. Just.
It's the only way I can
Despite
come.
Yeah.
Maybe get your missus to do brown face, Freddie.
Oh my goodness.
Well, this has
Can we
been,
shag on a prayer mat? That's you, innit?
this has been fun. Will you stop that?
Right.
This has been fun.
Right, it's been fucking great.
We didn't even talk about you being a Quaker. I don't even know what
Oh
that
shit!
is.
Yeah. Oh, don't. There's nothing to it really.
Yeah,
Was
it's a very simple religion, actually. It's pretty
Yeah.
stripped down.
Like,
isn't
I
it?
yeah,
feel like
it's
I
It's like,
feel,
actually, like from what you said about it, it's got a lot of the good bits
I
of
feel
religion.
like
you
I
know?
feel like I've been to the home of the Quakers at some point.
There's quite well. Philly was actually one of Philly. There's big Quaker culture in Philadelphia.
What's the big company that was run by
Quaker
Quaker Oats?
Quaker
Yeah.
Oats, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just all like, let's all look after each other. And
Yeah, it's very it lines really well with like progressive politics and kind of community-based activism and or there's usually a Quaker knocking about like when there's any kind of civil rights, like any kind of good pivot point in history. There's usually a couple of Quakers knocking about. Yeah.
Are you still a Quaker?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So
Yeah.
how does that work in your life then?
That's
Are
the
you part
point.
of like a gated community?
Well,
where-
no. It's kind of a lazy bones religion. So they don't believe in idolatry or like holy places or anything. So you could literally do like at home quaking.
So what's
But I go to a Quaker meeting house where you sit in silence
How
for an
often?
hour. I try to go every week, but sometimes that's not
Realistically?
possible. Realistically, I try to go as much as I go to like an AA or an A meeting, which used to be daily, but it's now like weekly. Actually, I haven't been to an AA meeting in a year. I'll be honest.
When was the last
You're a year clean.
And I'm back on drugs. Like no, I was
when
back.
was the last time you went to a Quaker meeting?
'Cause that was literally about 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So
and you go into someone's house, or
it's
what is
called
it?
a Quaker meeting house. It's like a community centre usually, but
So
it's,
like a village community or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Like you, a lot of the places where you actually go to NA or AA meetings are in Quaker.
And
That's
houses.
convenient.
Yeah, I
You
know
double 'em up.
exactly.
Yeah.
I have before doubled up. Like,
Amazing.
seriously, yeah.
And you sit there for an hour
Yeah.
and do nothing.
Yeah, just in silence, and you feel kind of you're all imbued with an innate godliness. So there's no like we all have that kind of feeling of communion and uplift that you feel while being silent and sharing this moment with this person. That's an innate godliness that we're all kind of sharing together. It's kind of usual spiritual wank stuff, but I do believe in it. And I find it very, as someone like I'm a bit of a mouthy cunt, and as you said, like with my voice and stuff, any excuse for me not to like kind of bang on and talk and to connect with people through the negation of language is a lovely thing, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Are there any like rules that you have to live by? Anything else that you have to do?
Yeah, there is with some kind of strict Quakers who are maybe a little bit stricter, but
Quaker fundamentalists.
yeah, this is right. That used to be on my Twitter profile because I was actually looking up to see if there has been like Quaker fundamentalists. I couldn't think what that would entail.
Blowing up the Shreddies factory.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Our mortal enemies.
Yeah.
There's only one guy who's making breakfast food round here.
Going after the Scottish Oaks bloke,
Yeah.
the kilt bloke, yeah.
I'm mentally working on a punchline, quaking in the boots.
Okay.
So
All right.
I'll
We'll get to it at some point.
We'll
Yeah,
get to it.
yeah.
So that Scottish Oats guy, he might be.
No. I already have discounted that. I want it to be more highbrow.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
So, Pope, what is your favourite cowboy attire?
I myself actually quite like the cowboy boots.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. No further questions.
Done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Just checking.
I'm
We're finished with that. Right. Shall we wrap this up?
Yeah.
Mate, this has been fucking great. Thank you so much for
I
coming,
really
mate.
appreciate it.
And
Thank
do
you.
go buy Pope's book. It's called I'll Die After Bingo, and it's really fantastic. It's like really well written,
Where
really
can you
beautiful,
get it?
dead funny.
Everywhere, all over the place.
Do you know what?
It's on Penguin, isn't it?
Yeah, Penguin.
So
Amazon,
it's out
everywhere.
there.
Do you know what? You were worried about not being a good guest. You've been an excellent guest. One of the best so far, if not the best.
Oh,
I think you've been
that's very
fantastic,
kind.
mate. You
Thank
genuinely
you.
have. Yeah.
How-
And Freddie does not say nice
No,
things.
I know. That's
Yeah.
why
How-
that really means a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How are we going to top you as a guest?
I
I'm
don't
very
know.
nervous about it.
I don't know. We're
I'm
gonna.
scared about it.
Yeah.
In fact, you might say I'm apprehensive.
Such a prick tease. I got well excited then. I was like, hey, it's coming.
Ties it all together.
Finally, Freddie's going to do a joke. 50. This is episode 50. I thought the first time he might say something funny. Thought it might be.
So if you've enjoyed talking,
Yeah, gives £3. Right, if you like this, you owe us £3. That's how it works. Every month as well. I don't just want it once.
oh
Yeah.
bloody hell!
What?
Sorry, I was eating some crisps before and they've all gone down my shoe.
No. No.
You might say
No.
You might say
Patreon.com
I've got quavers in me boots. I've got quavers in me boots. Yes, yes. Thank you, America. Good night. God bless Kanye. George Bush is a racist. Peace out, motherfuckers. See you next week. Fuck your mums.
So it's patreon.com/Dead Men Talk Pod. You can sign up there for £3 a month. And if we get enough money, I'll just turn Freddie's mic off. I'll just stop it. He just won't have one anymore. So do that. If you've got a video to send in, it's 07520 644 931 on WhatsApp. Oh, that'll do. We're done now, aren't you? You're not saying anything more. Ease off. Pope, thank you very much for being here,
Thanks
mate.
so
Really
much,
appreciate it. And fuck off.